There's a moment every local AI tinkerer knows well. A big company drops a new model and makes a confident claim about how fast it is. And the only way to know whether it's true is to run it yourself. That's where we found ourselves this week when Nvidia shipped a new model. So we pulled it onto the test rig and measured it head to head against the model most of us already run as our baseline. The new arrival is Nvidia's Nemotron 3.5 Lightning, a 30 billion parameter model that activates only about 3 billion per token. The baseline it's measured against is Qwen 3.6, Alibaba's 35 billion parameter model that has been the reference point in this 3 billion active class for a while now, so it's the natural yardstick. Both ship as files around 18 gigabytes, and both fire roughly the same 3 billion parameters at a time. So on paper they look like close cousins. Under the hood they are very different. Nemotron is built around Mamba-style state space layers, which Nvidia has tuned specifically for fast generation, while Qwen pairs a gated delta-net with a massive 256 expert mixture. The active parameter count is the same and the machinery is completely different, and that difference shows up in every number we pulled. To keep it fair, both ran through the same llama.cpp setup on the same machine with identical arguments in a 98,000 token context window with flash attention on and a quantized cache. The rig is a Ryzen 7 with an RTX 4070 Ti Super, and both models ran as 4-bit quantized files under identical settings. Let's start with capability because it's where the two diverge the most, and the most telling part is who's doing the measuring. On Nemotron's own model card, Nvidia publishes a benchmark table, and that same table includes a column for Qwen 3.6 measured under the exact same harness. So, this isn't our opinion or Qwen's marketing, but Nvidia's own apples-to-apples numbers. They show the baseline leading on 9 of the 10 benchmarks. The widest gaps land exactly where these models are marketed. In agentic coding, where Qwen leads by roughly 19 to 24 points, and in graduate level reasoning, where it's about 8 points ahead. The one benchmark Nemotron wins is instruction following by about 8 points. So for precise prompt following, the new model has a genuine edge, but across the board, Qwen is the stronger model. Qwen is also the only one of the two with vision, so it can read charts, screenshots, and documents directly, while Nemotron is text only. On the numbers, Qwen's own card reports even higher scores than what Nvidia measured, which is normal because vendor self-reports tend to run hot, and the honest signal is that same harness table that points the same direction. Keep all of this in mind because once we talk about speed, the story flips. When it comes to generating text, the new Nvidia model is faster, and it's faster at every context length we tested. On short prompts, Nemotron puts out about 89 tokens per second against Qwen's 67, and on medium prompts it's 88 against 66. At the extreme end, a 77,000 token prompt stresses the whole system, and it still manages 70 tokens per second against 52. The gap is almost perfectly flat and sits between 1.3 and 1.4 times across every data point, and both models slow by roughly the same amount as context grows, so the lead never shrinks. That consistency is the real story, and a dependable premium of about 34%. Here's the counterintuitive part, and it's the most interesting finding in the run. Prompt processing is the speed at which a model reads and ingests your input, and when we flip to it, the roles reverse. At medium and long context, Qwen actually ingests tokens faster by anywhere from 2.5 to 7%, and at the 77,000 token ceiling, the two tie. That leaves a clean split where Nemotron wins at writing text out, and Qwen wins at reading text in. That asymmetry is a fingerprint of the two designs, with Mamba-style recurrence built to generate quickly, while DeltaNet and gated attention parallelize better on the way in. One quick note on memory, since we covered the mechanics in past videos. Both files are 18 gigabytes, yet both report about 12.5 of video memory. And on these mixture of experts models, the expert tensors page in from system RAM, so the layer counts are bookkeeping, not residency. The bottom line is that VRAM is a wash within 100 megabytes, and both spill into system RAM on a single GPU rig. Where does that leave you? It's a clean speed versus smarts decision. If you run an agent, an autocomplete, or a chatbot that streams long answers all day, Nemotron's 34% faster generation is hard to ignore. If your workload is document ingestion or retrieval, or you just want the most capable model, Qwen wins on intelligence and vision, and is not slower where prompt processing is the bottleneck. It's also worth saying out loud that Nvidia markets this model as delivering up to 4 times the output rate of similar models, and we did not see 4 times. On the exact same stack, we measured closer to 1.34, so the direction is right, but the magnitude is not. This is a genuinely interesting release because it pushes the 3 billion active class forward on raw speed without pretending to be the smartest model in the room. It's fast generation versus a smarter multimodal baseline, and which one wins for you depends entirely on what you're running. If there's a matchup you want to see next, let us know.